This is my Procon speech, it's my outline. I think I'm supposed to show it. It's got a bunch of pages in it. And I am on the pro side of partners living together before marriage. I have personal experience with this. My partner Bowen knows of that. I did live with my girlfriend Amanda for a few months. It's usually a good trial run. It was a good trial run. It figured out what she wanted from me, what I wanted from her, what we did and didn't do so well together. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about why I support premarital cohabitation. It can be beneficial, and like I said, it should be as a test run or even based purely off of love if you don't want to wait to get married to move in together and you get married later on down the road. Living together before marriage is a way to see if you're compatible. Most partners do live together before marriage. Sanjay Gupta wrote in her 2024 article, says, for many couples, it's a great way to see if they are truly compatible before deciding if marriage is the right choice for them. Cohabitating offers many insights into a person's habits, personality, and behavior. Sharing space allows couples to get to know one another in a way they might not know if they're separate. And it could uncover potential deal breakers. Sounds like a harsh way to put it, but at the end of the day, that's a fact. Kira Robinson wrote in her 2014 article posted to glamour.com, few things will strengthen your bond like your partner's unique quirks on a daily basis. That's a very positive way to put it. I took it as both ways, positive and negative. The positive is you can find things you didn't know about them that you really loved, and the negative is you can find a few deal breakers, but for some people that might be a positive if you're really kind of on the fence about whether you want to be with your partner long term or not in terms of cohabitating. People live together before marriage as a trial run. Like I said, I've had personal experience with that, and we kind of went in knowing that would happen, knowing that us living together was a very experimental thing that we were doing. Kelly Chang, in her 2024 article on cohabitation, wrote, I've compiled all the reasons I've heard. Not ready for marriage, living together is a trial. They think they're already married because they've lived together forever, which in South Dakota is called common law. After 7 years of premarital cohabitation, based on common law, you are married. Sometimes people do it based on marriages that wouldn't allow, or states that wouldn't allow same-sex marriages, or even countries that don't allow same-sex marriage. So that would be a way for being married without actually doing it through the court and paying the $150 marriage license. You also get to figure out how to share responsibilities with someone you love and trust. Kira Robinson, same one from the previous article, I believe, yes. So, wrote in that same article in 2014, it can be refreshing to finally share bills and chores within the security of a loving relationship. Not only will your partner carry the load with you, but chances are they're looking out for your interest as much as you're looking out for theirs. So essentially it's just saying that you're more comfortable asking for help financially, so with bills, with buying things for the house, with groceries. And on top of that, you're also more comfortable asking for help with chores and, cleaning the bathroom. The roommate I live with right now does not clean his damn bathroom, and it aggravates me because I'm not going to go in there and clean it. And a lot of families are moving more towards accepting the idea of premarital cohabitation. Even some younger religious groups, which I know my partner has a few lines in there about religion being a big reason why premarital cohabitation should not be allowed, and it ruins the sanctity of marriage. Even some younger religious groups will follow it. So this is from Juliana Menas Horowitz, Nikki Graff, and Gretchen Livingston in a 2024 article. It says, young adults are particularly accepting of cohabitation. 78% of those ages 18 to 29 say it's acceptable for an unmarried couple to live together even if they don't plan to get married. And this was from pewresearch.com, so this was a religious website that I pulled this source from. And previous to this, religious groups have been very strict on premarital cohabitation, and it is still a strict scripture in the Bible. But from that same pewresearch.com article, that blog states, views about marriage and cohabitation are also linked to religious affiliation. About 3/4 of Catholics, so 75%, and white Protestants who do not self-identify as born again or evangelical say it's acceptable for an unmarried couple to live together even if they don't plan to get married. That is big for Catholics. Catholics, that's how I was raised up, actually, are a very strict group when it comes to things based on the book that they read on Sundays. Premarital cohabitation will only get larger and stronger. I found an old source here from 2003 published by Susan Brown. In 1970, there were 500,000 cohabitating couples in the U.S. Recent estimates from a 2000 census indicate there are over 5 million cohabitating couples in America today. So I don't know what the multiplication of that is, but it's a lot. And that's only from 2003. And as being married has undoubtedly gotten more expensive since 2000, so that's 24 years ago. As it's gotten more expensive, I'm sure it's become more likely that a non-married couple will live together in the same household. It used to be a taboo. It's not a taboo anymore. It's all old guard thinking. Even in the past it was. Like, I pulled another article from around the early 2000s. This was 2005 by David DeVaugh. Most of his research, David DeVaugh wrote in his article from 2025, says most of this research relies on data generated by couples who cohabitated in the 1970s and early 1980s, when premarital cohabitation was relatively uncommon and usually of a brief period. Since then, premarital living together, this one's from Australia, so in Australia has become normal and thus less prone to selection effects. The period of premarital cohabitation has also lengthened and is thus more likely to provide opportunities to screen out unviable matches. So going back to earlier, finding your deal breakers, seeing what you don't like in your partner or what you do like in your partner. So yeah, premarital cohabitation is beneficial to weeding out the partners that aren't good partners. Living together before being married promotes a sense of belonging and a loyalty that doesn't feel forced from marriage. I don't believe that marriage should be the deciding factor on whether the partner that lives with you is going to be loyal. I understand that it's a public announcement and it brings out a large group of people for you to devote your loyalty to someone else, as said in my partner's speech. But I don't think that should be what the loyalty is. From personal experience with me and my girlfriend, living together or not, we're loyal to each other, and marriage is not going to change that.